This is episode 211 of Midlife Repurposed, and today's format is a little bit different. Today, I'm going to share with you a letter to self that I wrote a few days before the election, before I knew the outcome, before I really had any idea. And I'm writing this to myself, and I hope that maybe you'll gain something from it as well, because I needed the reassurance, knowing that no matter how it went, the advice I would give myself was not going to be any different. So you get to listen into that letter today as I share my thoughts, just poured them on the paper. And I'd love to hear from you and hear what you think of it, what you're telling yourself during this season. So make sure you reply on Substack and let me know. Welcome to Midlife Repurposed. If you're craving inspiration, practical tips, and a renewed sense of purpose, you're in the right place. Here, we embrace the messy, uncertain, and sometimes downright challenging turns of midlife with a dose of humor and an unwavering belief that there's treasure to be found even in the tough stuff. I'm your host, Michelle Rayburn, an author who's passionate about uncovering hope in the most unexpected places. Let's repurpose this season of life together. Dear self, I know you've been tired, exhausted, really. You've tried to be restrained, to keep on scrolling by when you knew your words would get you in trouble. The mailbox has been full of campaign cards, and your text messages have been blowing up with all sorts of scary claims. The news headlines have been awful. Social media posts have bashed and battered you, and you silently knew that you were one of the, quote, terrible people the post was about. You knew you'd cast your ballot in a way that some friends would hate you for, people you really deeply love. And here you are. It's the day after you went to the polling place and cast a ballot. I'm writing this before you or any of your fellow citizens know the outcome because the outcome isn't relevant to the task at hand. There is nothing partisan about being a good human. There's no legislative party where Jesus runs the show. That's human government. Whether things went the way you had hoped or not, you have work to do. The angsty stuff didn't end when the polls closed, nor will it end when the results are announced. That sort of tension doesn't turn off like a faucet, and it probably won't go down to a trickle either. If anything, the garden hose of discussion will become a fire hose of disagreement. Begin this morning by focusing your eyes on what matters for eternity. While earthly leaders may change, God is eternal. He remains unchanging. Your faith is shaped by your relationship with Him and not by what happens in the government. No election can alter the promises you hold tightly to in Jesus. That is your stronghold of support. And God has equipped you to serve Him no matter what happens around you. Your faith shapes how you live and love, no matter who is in control of earthly powers. So focus on loving others well. Regardless of political shifts, there will never be a shortage of people around you who need love, compassion, gentle truth, and support. Politics may divide, but your calling to love others goes beyond any boundary. Look around you. Don't let your eyes be so blinded that you don't see the marginalized and hurting people. Don't miss the ones who feel alone and out of place. When you drift toward a hopeless feeling, remember that change happens in small steps. It happens with everyday choices. So seek to be a force for kindness, unity, and hope in your immediate community. Anchor yourself in God's faithfulness. Reflect on His work in the past and the ways He has been your constant strength. You can face uncertainty with peace, knowing that God has been and always will be your refuge and strength. As your anchor, He holds your heart steadfast when words that wound come your way, when anger gets in the way of peace. Tether yourself to Him as if your very life depends on Him, because it does. Your identity has not changed. You are still a child of God, part of the family of Christ. You are equipped with the gifts of faith, wisdom, peace, and compassion. Remember, love is the fruit of following Jesus. Outside of love, there is nothing. While it is tempting to magnify disagreements to the point of believing there is no way forward, remember that your emotions fuel that flame. They tell you there is no road through the tension or division, that the wounds cannot heal, that you are alone and isolated. This is simply not true. Feel the sadness or joy, feel the pain or the exhilaration, but remember that your feelings alone can't direct the whole ship. They can steer you to the extreme negativity or isolation, but you need people. Together you make a difference with others. And also, don't gloat if you're excited about the outcome. Remember, this isn't about winning or losing. Even if the election results aligned with your hopes, be mindful of others who may feel disheartened, worried, or even afraid. Even if their feelings are overblown and based on misinformation, gloating only deepens divides. This is the moment to extend empathy and humility, recognizing that many are struggling to feel seen or heard. Let your response be one of respect and compassion, offering a listening ear rather than a loud opinion or a serves you right attitude. Real unity doesn't come from your side winning, but from building bridges across your differences. So in this moment, let love guide your words. Let patience permeate your actions. Let grace lead, because you're sure to mess up one of these pieces by tonight. You're sure to get frustrated and say something you wish you hadn't. Press the reset button and keep moving on. Apologize, seek forgiveness if needed, and then start again. Self, today is a big day. The weight of it feels monumental, and that's okay. But remember, today isn't the final word, nor is it the end of what we're here to do. It's just another chapter in a much larger story. So as the votes are counted and the headlines roll in, hold tight to what truly matters. No election result can take away the love you're called to give, the purpose you're meant to live, and the truth you believe in. Be ready to celebrate with humility, comfort those who are grieving, and find common ground, no matter how divided the world around you feels. As the day unfolds, know this: God is in control. He is with you, always working, and you are here to be part of His purpose, far beyond any one political outcome. Take a deep breath. Stand with grace. Smile in the mirror. Now go out there and be a light. Thanks for joining me today. I'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in to Midlife Repurposed. Looking for more inspiration and connection? Dive into Midlife Repurposed on Substack, where you'll find resources, weekly reflections, and a community of like-minded women. Visit midliferepurposed.com to join the conversation and keep the journey going.